Come on, Tsunami, come on, let's stand to our feet. Let's sing together tonight, come on. When I was searching, your love was never far. You made a way to get to me. You were the whisper leading me to your heart. Forever I belong to you. Now I can see clearly, my God, you were for me. You won't let go. Your love won't let me down. And I know it's true. Yeah, I know that your love is all around. I believe in you, holding on to you, holding on to you. I know you will never fail. You will always never change. Your love won't let me down. Come on, love won't let me down. When I need you, you listen as I pray. You leave the 99 for me. You paint the sky with promises of your grace. So I will find my way to you. Now I can see clearly, my God, you are for me. You won't let go of your love, let me down. And I know it's true. Yeah, I know that your love is all around. Believe in you, holding on to you, holding on, and I know you will never fail. I want all of you, you never change. Your love won't let me down. Love won't let me down. Holding on, and I know you will never fail. I want all of you, you never change. Your love won't let me down. Your love won't let me.
What is up, Tsunami? How you guys doing?
Hi, friends!
Awesome, awesome. Hey,
Hey.
yeah, you guys, everyone's leaving. All right, cool, cool. No, you can go, you can leave. That's all right. I don't want to see you guys. That's cool. Hey, we're so glad you're here with us at Tsunami. Good to see
Yeah,
everyone.
welcome.
Who's excited to be here? Okay, yeah. All right, cool. Well, we want to go ahead and do.
We're gonna do like a live video Instagram thing.
Instagram. We've been doing a story every week, so we want to go ahead and get you guys in the story. So what we're gonna do is Casey's gonna do it, and she's gonna do a video, and she's gonna hold the phone up here, and she's gonna pan the crowd. Okay? So you guys are gonna. Can you guys like just go crazy when she videos you, and we can go crazy together? Is that cool? Yeah, that's awesome. All right, so here we go. Ready? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
On the count of 3, be ready to go crazy. Ready?
On 3.
1, 2, 3, go.
All right, coming back this way. All right, awesome. Thank you, guys.
Elijah's doing like a crab walk
You're
up
the
here
whole
across.
thing.
That's
Super
pretty
cool.
awesome. Pretty fun. Hey, how many of you guys want to play a game? Cool.
Let's play
Cool.
a game.
We're gonna play a game that everyone could play, which is pretty awesome. Okay. So if you can, I would love for you to take out your phone. Listen, if you don't have a phone with you, partner with someone close to you. You guys can work together as a team, okay?
Yeah.
Very simple. We're going to play a game of Kahoot,
Kahoot.
okay?
Kahoot.
So this is what you're going to have to do. You're going to go to kahoot.it in your browser. Whatever your internet browser is, go to Kahoot, Kahoot.it. Kahoot.it, okay? Once you get there, we're gonna put a code up here in a second, and that code, oh, there we go. That code, now listen, wait, hold up. Before you guys create a nickname, I gotta tell you something. Make it appropriate or we'll just send you guys home, okay? Very simple. And if it's not your actual name, and it's inappropriate and it automatically changes it, we won't know who you are, so that means you can't win the prize.
It's
so
a
put
really
a name
good
that you know
prize.
that
The prize
represents
is
you,
awesome.
and then we'll go from there.
So do your name.
Awesome. We got some people up there. Who we got? We got Zach. We got a bunch of weird, man, this is filling up
Tyler.
quick. Rats. I saw one stuck out. Who's Rats?
Who wrote Fortnite?
Who's Rats? Rats?
I'm so mad at you.
Who's Rats? No one's gonna claim the name Rats? Rats?
Who's Jack Cola?
That one's awesome.
Cool.
All right, keep going. Let's go. Let's get as many people in here as we can. Get your phone out.
Who's
Kahoot.
Victor?
Kahoot.it.
Harry the
That's
rat
the
was
number.
Harry.
Make sure
Who's
you
Harry?
partner up with somebody. Here we go. All right. So we're. Hold up. I want to explain to you the game we're playing real quick. We're playing a game called.
Unicorn Girl.
We're playing a game called What's Your Obsession? It's a game. It's going to be questions about things that people can be kind of obsessed with.
Yeah.
Okay? And we're going to see if you know the answers to them.
Okay.
So we're going to close it down. So make sure you're getting up there. We're going to close it down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, from this point we're gonna start the game, and it's gonna go quick. The idea is to answer as quickly as possible. You will get the most points. Here we go. Once everyone answers, it will automatically go, or once the time is up. Once the time. All right, not bad, not bad. Pretty good. All right, let's go next. All right, KCDK is winning. All right, here we go. Ready? Go. Favorite food. I don't know, it looks like he eats hamsters to me. I would pick hamsters.
Pasta.
You never know.
That's my guess.
Hamsters! 3, 2, 1, let's see what we got. Oh, mac and cheese, that is impressive. That is very impressive. Wow.
Andrew and Ben Yu.
Andrew
Where
and
are
Ben.
you?
How did you guys know that?
Yeah, how?
How'd you
That's
guys know that? That's
impressive.
so sweet.
Dang.
All right,
Cool.
here we go. Next one. Stranger Things Upside Down was originally known as what? What? What do we got? What was it originally known as?
3, 2, 1.
All right, what do we got? Oh, only 22. Only 22 got that. All right, let's see who's in the lead. Okay,
Why?
that's funny.
Not cool.
That's funny. Now, I can't get mad because you do learn about that in history. So, all right, let's go next. How many puppeteers did it take to operate Jabba the Hutt from Star Wars? So he was actually a giant puppet. Let's see what we got. Wow, seven puppeteers to operate it. Who's winning? Let's see. Appropriate. That's a great name.
Who is that?
That's a great
Where
name.
are you?
That's Jason. Jason Black.
Awesome.
Jason Black's appropriate. All right, next question. Here we go. The author of the Harry Potter books said the Dementors were based on what from her real life? This is a weird question. I don't know who came up with this.
This is so weird.
Really weird. The Dementors, they fly around and suck out your... Okay, here we go. Oh, depression.
Wow, that's
okay.
deep.
That's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. Next, here we go. What do we got?
Appropriate. Yay!
Really? Really? Jason Black. Oh, we're going. How many texts are sent in the U.S. every day? I'm pretty sure some people are obsessed with their text messages. That's for sure. Obsessed with texting. Here we go. What's the answer? Wow. 6 billion every day.
I don't think so.
That's interesting.
That's too high.
Who's in first? Oh, it's getting closer, getting closer. Here we go. Next question. Justin Bieber was born in what city? In what city was he born? I don't know. I like his haircut, though.
He's so cool.
He's so fresh.
He's so swag.
Here we go. What we got? Wow. Okay. That's pretty good. Who's winning? Oh,
Kiki
who's
and
that?
Liv.
Wow. Awesome.
Good job, guys.
All right, here we go. What's the fastest selling video game system of all?
Oh, that's scary.
This, I don't think this question was worded rightly, so it's just random. so just pick one. Have fun. That is true. That's true based on the first year it has sold the fastest is the way the question should have been worded.
See.
So let's see. Our winner is,
Wow.
who's that? Who's that?
Who
Hey,
are
come
you?
on up here real quick.
Congratulations. You won a really cool thing.
You get a $10 Chick-fil-A gift card. Awesome. Good job.
Aw,
Awesome.
It's so cool.
Pretty cool.
Hey.
That's pretty fun. Cool
That
game.
was so fun.
Cool game, yeah. Things that you, what? Yeah, to everyone else that didn't win, you obviously,
I can't stand.
no one? Last week everyone did it with me. Oh, there you go. Awesome. You're
Aw.
cool.
It's not that
Oh,
funny.
there you go.
It's
Hey,
just mean.
we're gonna.
It's mean.
It's not mean.
Can't call people losers.
All right. Thank you. All right, so. Oh, I love it so much. I love it. Hey, how many of you guys know what we do every summer?
Fuse.
Fuse. We go to
Woo!
Fuse. And just so you guys know, hey, Fuse registration is open. And in like a month, just about a month, the price goes up. Okay, so if you want to go to Fuse,
Sign up right now.
you guys need to sign up. Make sure you let your parents know. Where do they go to sign up?
To what is the website? I don't know the actual website.
What's
off
the
top
name
of
of
my
our
head.
camp?
Oh, Fuse.
Fuse what?
Registration.
Camp.
What? Fuse Camp.
.com. FuseCamp.com. Yes.
FuseCamp.com.
You weren't prepared for that.
I
so
wasn't.
That's,
But
hey,
Fuse is
but
awesome.
Some of you might be sitting there and say, hey, that's kind of, maybe that's expensive.
Maybe.
Well, we want to help with that, so I think
We
we're going to
do.
do an impossible shot to help someone go to Fuse financially. And I think it's someone that I've already talked to tonight. So, where is EJ?
Our friend. EJ, where you at?
EJ,
There
come
you
on.
are.
Oh, hey, buddy.
Hi, EJ. Can you see with those glasses
What's
on?
up?
You should take them off.
Hold
I
up, real
think.
quick. What's
okay.
your sweatshirt say?
What?
Oh, eat, sleep, Fortnite, repeat.
Awesome. Eat, sleep, Fortnite, repeat. Pretty awesome. Pretty cool. Hey, we're going to do an impossible shot. Oh, what grade are you in?
7.
What school?
Trask.
Trask. Okay, representing Trask, 7th grade. No booing. No booing. That's
so
not
mean.
nice. Hey, we're going to do an impossible shot, okay? Have you ever used one of these? No, this is a marshmallow gun, okay? So it's going to be very simple. You're going to take that, okay? And then you're going to come stand right here.
That?
Casey,
Yes.
can you move back into the safety zone for me?
Yeah.
We don't want you to get hurt. We
Yeah.
wouldn't want anything to hit you,
Yeah.
because that would be mean.
So mean.
So what we're going to do is very simple. You're going to put this right in there, okay? Oh, maybe that was... All right, we'll just see how that works. Here, you'll have that. And we're just very simple. We're going to get Casey's face from our first one a few weeks ago. And I'm going to come over here. If you can hit Casey's face, you will get $50 free to fuse, okay? And then we're going to keep going with some more rounds maybe, okay? So, Matt, do not do that. All right, so here we go. Let's hear it for EJ. Whoa, there's light. All right, one more shot. You got to aim it. Let's go. Here we go. Oh, that was close. All right, that's okay though, because this was kind of a hard target to hit. I think we're gonna get another target. I think we're gonna get right there. No, there's a bigger picture of Casey, right there. So now, if you can hit that target, okay, you might want to play the gravity. Elijah, get out of the way. Thank you. Hey. Wait, hold up. If you can hit the target, you get $100, okay, for fuse. If you can make it into her mouth, because she loves marshmallows, you get to go to fuse for free. Right? Pretty cool. So, do your best. Let's hit Casey. Go. Oh, hold up. One more. Oh, all right. So hold up. We're gonna hold that. Just hold a few. Hold a few. All right, here we go. Now we're gonna one more target. I don't think that one was good enough. We actually have. Let's see what's in the back. Do we have anything in the back? I think it might actually be Casey. Oh, yes. There she is. Awesome. All right, so you're gonna go. You can go up here as far as you want. And if I were you, I would. Get as much breath as you can, and if you can actually hit Casey, we're just gonna let you go for free to camp. Just if you can hit her. You just gotta hit her, okay? And here, you can have a few shots. There you go, ready? Here we go. Casey, close your eyes, you can't move, don't cheat. Oh, a little stronger, here we go. Did that hit her? I couldn't see. One more. Last chance. One more. Let's go, EJ. Aim higher. Oh, hey, good job. It's the impossible shot because it is pretty hard. Thank you for playing. Enjoy the marshmallows. Those are pretty awesome. Hey, just have a few quick announcements for you guys. We have our Tsunami shirts on sale. Tonight is your last chance to order a Tsunami shirt that will be in our first order that we make. So they will be back after spring break for you guys. So if you want one in the first batch, you need to order it tonight. It's in the parent email, and we can help you in the lobby afterwards. As well as a really important announcement, next week is spring break. Some of our 8th graders, we're going to DC on a mission trip. It's gonna be awesome. Shout out to our DC team. But we will not be having Tsunami next Wednesday, okay? We will not be here. It is spring break. You guys will probably be doing some stuff. So, hey, we want to invite you guys down to the front to worship. Don't kill each other.
All my life I was searching for the truth, and an endless chase for the fountain of my youth. Of all I found at the end of my pursuit. And there's no match for the life I found in you. Filled with your love, found in your truth. I am forever young in you. You are my hope, my fountain of youth. Jesus, my future's found in you. Jesus, my future's found in you. Come on, hands together. It's Jesus, my future's found in you. Years go by and I still know you're the truth. An endless love that exchanges old for new. Yeah. So here's my life, let it be a living proof. 'Cause there's no match for the life that's found in you. Filled with the love, your love, found in your truth. I am forever young in you. You are my hope, my fountain of youth. Jesus, my future's found in you. Jesus, my future's found in you. When we sing Jesus, yeah, Jesus, my future's found in you. My future's found in you. Yeah, Jesus, my future's found in you. I was nowhere, you came to my rescue. From the grave I've been raised. When I needed a savior to save me, Jesus, you made a way. I was blind, but these eyes have been opened. Now I walk in the light. Every step on this road I will follow. Jesus, you made a way. 'Cause you are the way. 'Cause you are the way. Lost and dead, but your love came to find me. Jesus, you are the way. You are the way. You are the way. You're the light shining bright in the darkness. Jesus, you are the way. Jesus, the only way. Let me hear you guys sing it. All my days are secure in your promise, never standing alone. You're the truth, you're the life, you're my future. Jesus, you made a way. I'm alive in the love that you from glory to glory. Jesus, you made me. 'Cause you are the way. You are the way. Lost and dead, but your love came to find me. Jesus, you are the way. Oh, Jesus, the only way. Lost and dead, but your love came to find me. Jesus, you are the way. Sing, you are the way. You are the way. Every voice, you're the light. You're the light shining bright in the darkness. Jesus, you are the way. Yeah. Come on, we celebrate this. We celebrate our Savior. You are the way. You are the way. Lost and dead, but you're looking to find me. Jesus, you are the way. You're the only way. You're the only way.
Let's enter into a place of worship where we can declare, God, you are the King of my heart, and I give it all to you tonight. Let's sing together. Let the King of my heart be the mountain where I run, the fountain I drink from. Oh, he is my song. Let the King of my heart be the shadow where I hide, the ransom for my life. Oh, he is my song. You know, sing it. You are good. You're good. Oh, 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 let the King of my heart be the wind inside my sails, the anchor in the waves. Oh, he is my song. Let the King of my heart be the fire inside my veins, the echo of my days. Oh, he is my song. You are good. You're good. Oh, you are good. You're good. Oh, you are good. You're good. Oh, you are good. You're good. Oh,
You're never gonna let me down. 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 'Cause you are good, you're good. Oh, you are good, you're good. Oh, you are good, you're good. Oh, you are good, you're good. Come on, sing it out. Declare it to the heavens. Our God is faithful. You're never gonna let me down. You're never gonna let me down. We trust you. You're never gonna let me down. You're never gonna let me down.
Yes, God, and it's tonight that we say thank you for who you are in our lives. God, we know that you are good. We believe that you are. Even though whatever's around us may not be good, you are the thing that stands true. And so we're here for you tonight, giving it all to you, Jesus. And it's in your name we pray. Amen. All right, you guys can have a seat.
Yeah. Are people coming? Okay. Eventually they will. It's okay. I'm just going to hang out. And there you are. I was like trying to wait for it. Oh, I need a table. Thank you. Hello, friends. My name's Courtney, and I'm on staff here. I'm the small group coordinator. So a lot of times I'm like hanging out in your small groups, hanging out with your leaders, but I'm excited that I get to be up here tonight with you guys. So as you can probably tell from the video, we started a new series called Great Expectations. And if you were here last week, you know that this series is all about relationships, and it's about sexuality. It's about these desires that we have and how we see those expressed in the world. And so some of you, right? Some of you in this room, you guys are probably already dating, right? Some people are dating. You know what? It's okay. It's okay. Here's the deal, though. I'm just going to wait till you're ready to hear me talk, because I'm going to talk to myself. So here's the deal. Whether you're dating someone or not, or maybe you're already experimenting with desires, we're going to talk about this. And it's not to make those of you in the room who aren't really ready to go there and aren't even thinking about boys or girls or these desires yet, to make you feel uncomfortable. But the reality is that you're not there yet, but you will be there real soon. And so our goal is to just help you develop some healthy thoughts and some ideas and some behaviors that will help you in the future when those start coming around for you, okay, guys? And so the good news is that as middle schoolers, you are at the perfect age to start developing some good behaviors and really understanding God's design and plan for desires. You're really at the perfect spot because you're at the very beginning. But the truth is, with this good news, there's also some really bad news. Because in this spot, you are also in a season of life where there are so many new things, and you have so many feelings and so many emotions and desires, and you're not sure what to do with them. You're like, what in the world? Where did this come from, and what do I do with it? And you guys, there's a really big difference between having a desire and acting on it. Those are two very different things. Can we agree with that? They're two very different things. And a desire might not always be easy for you to control, but guys, you get to control how you react and whether or not you act on a feeling. That's something that you do have control over. That's something that God has given you. That's a freedom that he's given you. And so that's why we're talking about this idea of desires tonight. Last week, you probably remember if you were here, Taylor talked about desires, and he did a great job because the deal is God gave you these desires. God gave you all kinds of desires, and they're not wrong. They're not wrong, but there's a design that God has for them for you. And I mean, in reality, as a middle schooler, it's really, really hard to sometimes not to be controlled by these. I mean, to be quite honest, as an adult, sometimes I'm consumed with my feelings. So as I was thinking about this, I was trying to roll my mind back to a time when I really experienced kind of this idea of feeling consumed by something. And 7th grade popped in my mind because when I was in 7th grade, that was my first year of middle school, and I entered middle school, and I had like a chip on my shoulder. Do you know what that means? That like I had something to prove. I was going in and I was going to prove something, and what I was going to prove is that I was really, really smart. Because see, in elementary school, when they do like the AIG testing, do you know what I'm talking about? They like skipped over me, and I was like, no, I'm smart, and I'm going to prove it. So I had self-determined that I was going to make straight A's. So all of middle school, I was going to be like the best student. I was going to be perfect. And that's all well and good. I mean, that's not a bad desire, is it, to do good in school? Well, so it was one day my dad was driving me to school, and I was hungry, so we stopped by McDonald's to get like, I don't know, a sausage McMuffin or something like that. And so I'm late to school. And my first period was an algebra class. And so I remember going in the algebra class, and if you're going to make straight A's, you sit in the front row, right? Do you agree? You like want to learn, you sit in the front row so you can hear and understand what's going on. So I'm sitting on the front row, and I go in, and I'm getting settled, getting all my stuff out. And my teacher is up at the board, and he's already like teaching. And I'm sitting there trying to like catch up, understand what he's doing. And it's like he's speaking Chinese, guys. Like everything's just flying past me. I can't grab onto anything. I do not understand a single thing. And if there is one thing I know, it's that it's really not cool to cry in math class in middle school. Would you agree? I mean, yes? Do you guys cry in math class? Okay, so here I am. Thanks for making me feel better. But guys, here I am. I'm sitting on the front row, and do you know what happens? No, I don't start crying. I start sobbing, like weeping, like ugly alligator tears just like streaming down my face, like out of control, legit, out of control sobbing. And I remember my teacher turning around because it was starting to like distract the class because I'm like, you know, the whole 9 yards, like just out of control. And he turns around and he's like, Courtney, why don't you go out in the hallway and sit for a second? I'm like, okay. So I go out in the hallway and I'm sitting against the lockers. And I didn't sit there for too long before he came out. And guys, what he said to me really made a huge impact, first of all. First, he sat down, he kneeled down. I remember he kneeled down in front of me, and he just looked at me, and he said, hey, what's going on? And I unloaded everything that I ever thought and felt about being perfect and getting straight A's on him. My poor teacher, his name was Mr. Miskowitz. I can't even say it, Mr. Miskowitz. And I unloaded like everything that I felt on him. And he said, you know what? It's okay. We can deal with this. I can help you learn this concept. This is not a fail. We can work on this. But then he said something that was really profound. He looked at me and he said, is it possible that you care too much about getting straight A's? I mean, what teacher has ever said that in the history of the world? Seriously. Okay? And so in that moment, it was kind of like a breaking point for me because I realized, hey, maybe he's onto something. Maybe I care a little bit too much about how I perform in school. Maybe all of this pressure I'm putting on myself, I can't live under. Like I literally almost had a panic attack in math class because I couldn't understand. That's not normal. And so maybe some of you in this room can understand what I'm talking about. And this whole idea, when we find ourselves focused and consumed by a feeling, that's called an obsession. And maybe some of you in this room can sympathize with me. Maybe you feel obsessed about getting good grades in school. Or maybe you have this idea that you feel obsessed about being perfect, that your body is perfect, that your image is perfect, that people think perfectly about you, whatever it is. Maybe you have this idea that you're obsessed. Or maybe it's a hobby or something, and it doesn't seem like it's really that big of a deal or that bad. But I want you to hear that obsessions can have a pretty big impact in your life. They can be really, really powerful. And so say you're sitting in this room. We're right in the middle of March Madness, right? You guys basketball fans? Okay, I'll be honest, I'm not really a basketball fan, but I know that a lot of people are. So, thank you, basketball fans. Now I would like you to listen to me, please. Here's the deal. We're right in the middle of March Madness. Maybe your team made it to the Sweet 16, and you love them. You're all about them. You could tell me all their stats. You could tell me their coach. You could tell me their best players. You can tell me where their players even grew up, what high school they went to. You have lots of details, and you just really like them a lot. Are you obsessed? I don't know. Are you just really passionate and love them a lot? Maybe. Or maybe you could care less about basketball, and you love music. And every waking moment that you aren't doing something that you have to do, you're like practicing the guitar. You're watching YouTube videos and learning how to play a new instrument, and you just want to become better and better because you love it, and you just have this huge passion for it, and that's awesome. Well, are you obsessed? I don't know. See, the truth is, the long and short of it is that I can't answer that question for you up here on the stage, because I can't see into your lives. I can't see what you feel. I can't see what you think about. But my hope is that tonight I can help you answer that question for yourself, that I can give you some tools and some thoughts and some ideas and some principles that you can actually look into your life and say, maybe I am obsessed with something. Because the main difference between a passion, guys, and an obsession has a lot to do with control and whether or not our lives are healthy or not. Because a passion is something that you really have excitement for, that you love a lot, maybe that you really enjoy, and it's a healthy level of enjoyment and excitement about something. It's not something that consumes everything else. It's not something that you think about all the time and that keeps you from doing other things or thinking about other things in your life that are important. Now, an obsession, on the other hand, has control of you. It's something that completely controls you. It dictates everything that you do, everything that you don't do. It keeps you from doing the things that maybe are most important in your life, because all you do is think and feel about this one thing. See, control is the huge and big difference in these two ideas. And you can have an obsession over something as simple or as little and innocent as TV or maybe your phone. Maybe you, in this audience, sit on your phone 90% of the day. You look at Instagram, you check your text messages, you scroll through feeds, you snap, whatever it is that you do. The idea of not having your phone causes you anxiety. Like when you go to small group and your leader say, hey, put your phones in the middle for a small group, your heart starts beating fast because you don't know if you're going to survive without it. Or maybe you're at school all day long and all you're thinking about is getting home and sitting in front of the TV and binge watching even the next Netflix series. Maybe that's you. Maybe you just feel good when you sit there and you just check out of reality. Maybe that's what you're all about. Or maybe it's not a thing that you have an obsession with, but a someone. Because many of you in this room spend a lot of time and energy thinking about a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a crush, and it's what you focus all your energy on. It's what you talk about all the time. Your friends are sick of hearing about it, and that's all you care about. Maybe it's this idea of a someone that you're fixed on, or maybe it's not even a someone. You can be fixed and obsessed with this idea of just a relationship so that you have a status that says in a relationship, right? Or maybe for you, it's you just can't wait to get back to your computer and look at some image that you accidentally stumbled upon and something that's inappropriate or has sexual content that is just consuming your mind. You're thinking about it all the time, and that's all you want to do is go back and sit in front of your computer. Guys, whatever it is, whatever you're obsessed over, I want you to hear this, and I want you to recognize that it can have just be this huge, powerful force in your life, and it causes two huge things to happen. First, guys, when you have an obsession, you're giving up your freedom. Guys, this idea of an obsession, when you're led by it, you're essentially saying, hey, this thing, it takes control of my life. It is what gets to steer all of my power. It dictates how I use my time and my energy and my money and my thoughts and ultimately all the freedom that I have that God has given me. I've said, hey, it's yours, obsession. You get to lead and have power and rule, okay? And then the other thing that it does is I feel like it leads us to regret. Because when you're so focused with an obsession, you can't focus on anything else. So that means you can't focus on your family, your friends. I mean, sometimes you even lose sight of what's right and wrong when you're focused on only one thing. And it leads us down a road that leads to regret. And regret is just wishing that we had not done something that we did, right? And obsessions have this really tricky way of leading us down that road, and we drift in that direction. And eventually, I think if you are obsessed with one thing, you'll see all the things that you missed out on. And so, if we're all in this room, and we can all say this is something that maybe we struggle with or have struggled with or that we will struggle with at some point in the future, how do we avoid letting this idea of our obsessions rule over us? I mean, how do we break away just from the power that obsessions have to control us? And how do we live just healthier lives when it comes to our desires and our feelings? I think that we need to look at something that Apostle Paul said. And so Apostle Paul he was really like a rock star in the early church, to be honest. He wrote a whole bunch of the New Testament. And he wrote this letter to the Corinthian church. And you need to know a little bit about this church to understand what he's trying to say here. So just track with me because it gets a little complicated. So here's the deal. The Corinthian church, they were living in the freedom of Christ. They had seen how Christ saved them, redeemed them, rescued them, and that they now had this newfound freedom in Christ. But there was a problem. See, they thought that this freedom was all about them. They thought that it was all to serve them, that it was just so that they could indulge in whatever they wanted without any parameters, okay? So this is when Paul is talking to them. He's kind of challenging some of these thoughts and these ideas that they've developed that are kind of leading them astray. And so in 1 Corinthians 6:12, Paul says this, and he's speaking about the Corinthians. You say, I'm allowed to do anything, but not everything is good for you, Paul says. And even though I am allowed to do anything, I must not become a slave to anything. So there's this idea here that even though we have been given ultimate freedom in Christ, that not everything that we can do is something that we should do. Do you hear that? That not everything that we have freedom to do is beneficial or helpful or even good. And so then he follows that up. I mean, if you just think about it for a second first before I go there. It's, social media, our phones, TVs, even having a boyfriend or a girlfriend, those aren't bad things in and of themselves, are they? They're not. But the thing is that Paul is super clear to not let us become consumed, enslaved, or controlled by anything. That's what he's saying. And so when those things drift in that direction, that's when they become dangerous. That's when they become obsessions. And an obsession can be something that is a good thing, like I just mentioned, but it can also be something that's really dangerous, something that's even sinful or just explicitly bad for us. And when we're caught in those things, guys, it's like a rip current. It grabs hold of us and it pulls us in a direction that we really don't want to go, a direction that is dangerous, a direction that can really hurt us and lead us into places for the long run that aren't good. So I want you to hear that tonight, is that our obsessions can be incredibly powerful. So what do we do? I mean, really, what does Paul say we do here? Well, he's first said that we have to come to grips with this idea that even though we've been given freedom, not everything is good for us. That's something as middle schoolers you have to recognize. And that too, how do we know when, these seemingly harmless or good things are crossing over into a direction that are really, really questionable and dangerous for us? I think it's when we notice that those desires and those feelings start to control us. They start to enslave us. They become harder and harder and harder for us to say no to. It's really simple. And you guys, Paul goes on, and he says something else that I feel like is really important for you guys, because when he's saying this, essentially what he is saying to us is, guys, you have to control your obsessions or your obsessions will control you. Do you hear that? You have to control your obsessions or your obsessions will control you. And he pushes a little further, because the thing is we have been given this amazing freedom in Christ, right? And he goes on to say this because he really wants them to get this idea that our freedom is not just to serve ourselves, that there's purpose in it, that there's purpose in our desires. And he says, you are not your own. You were bought at a price, therefore honor God with your body. Guys, this is really important. This is I feel like it's the antidote, the magic piece, the really important part that stands underneath everything that we hope to do is that God had design in your desires. He had a great design in your desires, and they weren't to serve you. They weren't for you to indulge yourself and satisfy them by your obsessions. They were to honor God and to live in his design and in his way. See, God did not design us to be controlled by our desires. In this verse, he says he designed us to belong to him, to have a place and a hope and a future in him. So practically speaking, what do we do with all of this? What do we do? And how do we live so we're not giving our freedom up? I mean, does anybody in this room really want to give freedom up? I'm guessing no, right? Anytime we have a rule, we kind of start freaking out about it. I mean, does anyone want to live with just a life full of regret? Yes? No? I'm thinking probably no, right? So what do we do? How do we actually live so that we control our obsessions and our obsessions don't control us? I think there's two real practical things for you guys tonight that you can take a step in. And first is recognize your obsession. Start recognizing what you're obsessed with. Start thinking about it. Start thinking, ask yourself questions. How do you spend a lot of your time? What do you think about most? Is there something that you can't help but talk about? Does something just absolutely change your mood? Is there something that you just have to have, that you want, and then you just think that you need? These are all questions, and that you can ask yourself, and if the answer is kind of all the same thing, I think that's a good way to know that you're drifting in the direction of an obsession with something. And then two, once you recognize what the something is, something that you're obsessing over, you have to find some balance and create some boundaries in your life. And that's really hard. It's really hard to know what to do. And so I want to encourage you guys that once you recognize what maybe some of these obsessions are, I want you to share with someone. Share with a friend that you trust. Share with a trusted adult, maybe your parents. I mean, you're in a room full with your small group leaders. They're a great person to share some of these things that you feel like you were just consumed by and that are controlling you. And they can help you just practically know what a next step is. I mean, for instance, if video games are something that you are just consumed by, it's all you want to do, seriously, play one less hour next week, right? Or if you just want to be on your phone all the time, put your phone in your nightstand at 9 o'clock and don't pick it up after that. Whatever it is that's going to help you create some health in terms of these things that could be good but have shifted to a place that they're bad. Create some boundaries, and your leaders can help you do that. And for some of you tonight, some of the things that you feel like you need to share with your leaders are hard. They're things that maybe you don't want to say out loud, maybe that you don't even want to think about that they're an issue in your life. And guys, I want you to know that adults that you trust, they can handle it. They're not going to look at you and think differently of you. And they want to step into things and help you so that you live for the full and free life that God has for you guys. So if you go to someone and you're sharing something that's hard, I want you to know that what they're going to say is thank you for having courage. Thank you for caring. Thank you for taking steps in a direction so that you can live free, so that you can live a God-honoring life. So I want to encourage you guys that even if it is hard, to be brave and to share. So finally tonight, I want you to realize and remember to control your obsessions, or they literally will control you. They'll dominate your life. And if you do that now with things that maybe are smaller, it's going to set you up to have just health in your life when it comes to your desires in your future. So guys, as you're going to small group tonight, I want you to think about one really important question. And you can talk about this the whole time in small group if you need to. But what's one thing in my life that I am obsessed with right now? Okay? What's one thing in my life that I'm obsessed with right now? Leaders, I'm going to pray, and as I pray, I want you to get up and go ahead and get ready and go to your rooms for small group, and students, you stay here until I'm done. So, Father God, I thank you for this time. I thank you that you care more about our desires and our feelings than we ever could. Even though we feel like our feelings and our desires are so big and are so bold and just scream loudly at us, God, thank you that you've given us purpose in them. Thank you that you're with us in them and that you can give us self-control in those things, God. I pray that you would help us to see things that are unhealthy in our lives, obsessions, God, and that we would be brave, that we would be bold, and that we would say out loud to people who need to hear it, who can help us, to take healthy steps and create boundaries, God, that are going to just help us to live the life that you've designed for us, that is free and that is full, God, and that is ultimately satisfied in you. We love you, Jesus, and we thank you for this time. Amen. Thanks, guys.